Hello everybody, my name is Peter Poljan from Poljan Properties, and today we're going to talk about everything you need to know about credit. So today's a little bit different. I have a guest speaker with me today. Her name is Jeannie Kelly from the Kelly Consulting Group. And as we prepare our buyers for the spring market, we want to make sure that they're ready for success. And one of those is not only to make sure that they get pre-approved, but then also how do they get some better preferential rates. Additionally, there are some other common credit mistakes that buyers make during the purchasing process. And some people even want to know what makes up my credit score. I don't even know what that is. So we're going to address some of these topics today with Jeannie. And with that, Jeannie, I'd like to turn it over to you. Maybe you could give us a little bit of a background as to, how did you get started and how long have you been in the field, and just walk us through a little bit about your experience.
Sure, it's great to be here. And I got into the credit industry 20 years ago, and it was from having bad credit. So I didn't know what I was doing and I wasn't paying attention, and it really hurt me financially. So once I learned the game of credit, I wanted to share that with others. So that's how I really got into the industry.
Wow, that's great. That's great. And I'm sure a lot of your clients really appreciate your help. I know some of ours do as well. So let's just start off with the basics here. So what do the credit bureaus consider when generating a credit score? What are the key things?
Well, number one, we want to pay attention to the right score when it comes to a home process. And so you want to pay attention to your FICO score. 90% of lenders use that FICO scoring model. And it's made up of how you pay your bills, how long you've been using credit, what your balances are, and types of credit. So all of those things are what makes up your FICO score.
When we take a look at some of those things, if we were to dive a little bit deeper into that, I've heard that it's important to have, 2 or 3 credit lines of credit, like credit cards open at any given time, so that you can demonstrate success. Is that what you recommend? Is there a sort of a general guideline when it comes to that?
Well, you definitely, to even have a FICO score, you need at least one account that's been open for 6 months. So you don't want to leave it as just having 2 or 3. I want to have many accounts to show that I can handle all of these credit accounts. The history is long and different types. I want to have installment loans and credit cards. This way the mix of credit. So having 2 or 3 is actually a thin file. I'd like to see people have more than that.
Wow. And so when you say installment loans, are you talking about car loans and other types of loans?
Home mortgages, car loan, student loan, personal loan.
Right.
Those are the installment versus the revolving credit cards.
Got it. You brought up something here that I wasn't necessarily going to touch on, but maybe we should, and this idea of student loans, because I know that there's a lot of folks that are actually burdened with student loans. And do you have any recommendations on that for students in case they're overburdened, or are there sort of tricks when it comes to your credit report and student loans?
One thing that I do recommend is consolidating the student loan into one after you graduate, because a lot of times people don't realize for every semester there is a loan. And so even though you may be paying one payment, it could show as 8 different accounts. And if you have one late payment, which I don't want for anyone, but if you did, that could be 8 accounts showing as a late payment. So if you at least consolidate it into one loan, if there is a hiccup, let's just have it on one account. Got
it. That's very, very helpful. And are there any other ways that you recommend that clients can boost their credit?
Yeah, well, in short term, the quickest way to do something is lower your credit card balances. That makes up 30% of your FICO score. So that's something you can manage, and a lot of times you're just not realizing. And the magic number, Peter, is if you can have those balances at 10% to what's available to you, you'll get the most part of that score.
Oh, wow. Okay. So of all of the available credit, if you're using around 10%, that would demonstrate good credit worthiness for the credit agencies.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. I guess as we sort of wrap it up here, thank you very much for your time, but is there anything that someone should do in case they have some issues with the credit score? Are there some of the more impactful steps that they can take to repair their credit?
Number
I guess we
one,
sort of talked about that a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, but But number one, pay attention to it, right? I think a lot of times people are afraid to look at their credit report, and that's my number one tip. You can do that for free at annualcreditreport.com. So take a look at your credit report, see what's being reported about you. Only you know what should be on your credit report.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today, Jeannie. Really appreciate your insights. And if anybody's looking for a little credit repair coaching, please reach out to Jeannie Kelly at Jeannie Kelly Consulting. Cheers. Thank you.